Hello and welcome to episode 1 of the rebooted Knits and Pearls podcast. If you watched my Instagram live video on Thursday, the day I was supposed to stream a podcast, you will know that YouTube kind of messed me up and I was not able to. So this is the rescheduled podcast. Secondly, we're going to work on the audio and video. I'm hoping the audio is okay. I don't really have any way to know until this is over, so we'll find out. The video, this is the webcam on one of the laptops at our house, and I'm hoping that that is all good as well. It looks a little blurry, but we're going to have to just deal with it, friends. So I talked about I'm drawing a blank. It's been a long day, y'all. In the Instagram live video, I talked about how when I was podcasting before, that was back in November. I started it in November of 2018, and then I think I did my last one in mid-June of 2019. And I had been previously recording and doing all kinds of editing and music and captions and everything. And I just couldn't deal with it. It was too much work. Shortly after I had done the last episode on my previous set of podcasts, I think it was episode 8 or 9 or something like that. I wasn't very consistent. I try to be, but consistency isn't my strong suit. Shortly after I had done that last episode, I got a job with CVS Pharmacy, and April, I want to say. I was a front store and a pharmacy tech. That was really fun, but as things happened, my husband and I moved from Northwest Indiana to Madison, Wisconsin for his new job. And since then, I've been able to take my yarn business full-time. No, this is just stash. This isn't my yarn. I'm going to show my yarn later, though. Anyway, I was able to take Knits and Pearls full-time, and I've been doing that and working with a couple different folks up here. It's been really good. It's gone better than I ever imagined it could be. I think we're 5 years since opening. We opened in October 20th, I believe it was, of 2016. And now we're here, about 5 years. So I remember reading a statistic about how years 1, 3, and 5 are going to be like exponentially. Those are the years you're going to see the most growth. And so far, that's actually proven to be true. I didn't know if it would apply to me, but it's cool. In January, I believe I'm going to be trying to become an LLC from a sole proprietorship. So that's exciting. What else? I'm going to talk about life and spinning and knitting and crocheting and works in progress and finished objects. And I'm going to do my best to remember the fiber content and stuff of all the yarns I'm using, but I've never been great at that. I'm getting better, though. I've been logging more into Ravelry. You can follow me on Ravelry at Knits and Pearls, Instagram at Knits and Pearls, Facebook, Knits and Pearls, Handmade Knitwear and Knitting Supply, and I think, obviously here, Knits and Pearls, I think that's about it. So, I guess we can dive in, maybe? I had a few notes here of things I wanted to talk about. So we live in Madison, Wisconsin now, and that's exciting. We love it so far. Growing up, I always thought I would want to live in the city, and I'm glad to see that it's as fun as I hoped it would be. I've met lots of knitty friends, and that's been great. I have been working closely with Susan McFarland from Susan's Fiber Shop. That's in Columbus, Wisconsin. And speaking of that, we actually have an event coming up The Madtown Yarn Shop Hop is going to be October 8th and 10th. And they have on their website, I think it's just Madtown Yarn or something. If you search for, if you're local to the Madison area or going to be in the Madison area, October 8th through 10th, you can go ahead and search up Madtown Yarn Shop Hop, and it talks about, it has listings for all the different shops that are involved and all the different trunk shows and stuff to help you plan your route, so to speak. So let's see. October 8th through 10th, I'm going to be having a trunk show at Susan's Fiber Shop. She's agreed to host me there for the weekend, so that's really exciting. And then October 9th, I am having a class. I'm how to make my foul weather fingerless glove pattern at her shop in person. So if you're there Friday, you can buy a ticket from us in person. And if not, you can go ahead and go, if you'll be there Saturday but can't make it Friday, you can go ahead and purchase a ticket from her website. That's susansfiber.com. And you are going to get with your ticket the class, the pattern for those gloves, a project bag handmade by me, and a skein of my hand-dyed Aran weight yarn to make your gloves. And I'm going to go through how to make the cabling, how to do it, and it's going to be a fun time. That is, unless I move the class to Sunday. Sorry, guys. My brain's all over the place. The class is Sunday. I believe it is from 11 to 1. That is all also on Susan's website, all of that information, so you can find that there. What else? We were vendors at Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival. That was about 2 weeks ago. That was really fun. We had an excellent experience and a great time. We had a lot of customers and a lot of people just stopped by to say hi, which was also really fun. So we've been accepted back for next year. So assuming the COVID restrictions aren't crazy, you can find Knits and Pearls again at Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival next year. As far as other festivals, we don't have anything else lined up this year. The next show that we're booked for is the Fiber Event at Greencastle. That's in Indiana. And then after that, Hoosier Hills Fiber Festival in... It's also in Indiana, but I'm trying to remember the county exactly, and I can't. Franklin, Indiana, that's where it's at. Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival in September, and then Southern Indiana Fiber Arts Festival next October. And I'm hoping to add a lot more to the lineup. I know we're looking at K in Nashville. We're looking into Michigan Fiber Fest. Just several different ones. So. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about as far as like life stuff is just my new yarn kitty. I was hoping she would come in here so I could pick her up and show her to the camera, but that will wait. Her name is Luna. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen her. She is just about to be 16 weeks. We adopted her when she was 11 weeks old. She is domestic short hair. She is part Siamese, our vet believes, and she is the sweetest kitten ever. She's the most snuggly out of all four in her litter, and I'm very glad that that's the one we ended up with. So I will show her if and when she comes into the craft room, which I'm surprised she's not in here now. Her thing lately has been if I open the door, and she doesn't get to hang out in the craft room a lot because... Well, first of all, cat hair in the yarn, it makes me a little nervous. I don't want, to upset anybody's allergies if they should order from me. But also, she has a fascination with the ironing board, and that's just a no-go because cats and ironing boards and heat, and I keep that thing set to, like, sear, so I'd rather not have any kind of problem with that. Also, there's just lots of yarn. Yarn is her favorite thing in the world. She's so happy that her mom... works with yarn all the time. Yesterday, she had taken up all my mohair from the project I was working on and strung it all around the living room before I noticed, and then hid under the couch. And yeah, I think she knew what she did. So, but anyway, the iron is off, and if she ever comes in here, I'll pick her up and show you. So we're about 10 minutes in. let's talk about finished objects. Since last time, which was in June of 2019, I don't even remember what I was working on then, but I do remember this one thing, and it is finished. This is my Driftwood sweater by Isabel Kramer. And I was working on it since 2018, and then I just finished it a few months ago. And I did 3/4 length sleeves. It's got a couple inches of ribbing there, blue and gray stripes and buttons. And it's all done, finally. It feels almost a little small when I wear it, but I haven't blocked it out yet. And I just use Stash acrylic for this one. It was what I had on hand, and it called for a worsted weight, and I have quite a bit of worsted weight that I can spare. So I just use Stash for this. It's really soft, but I don't know. Sometimes it almost felt scratchy. I don't know. I've never been one of those women that's too cold easily, or always too cold. I'm always I get too warm. So maybe this sweater and I aren't meant for each other, but I'm so glad to have it off the needles. It was actually just finished a couple weeks ago, but I think it finally got to the point of me just sitting down and saying, look, I'm finishing this sweater. It was not enjoyable at the end, which was sad, but I had made so much progress on it that I wasn't going to stop. Anyway, it was a really fun pattern. I might go back and reknit it. I really like the neckline. I like the buttons a lot. I like how it's a very deep neckline. Anywho, that's a finished object. So speaking of not being able to remember what I was working on and all of that, I'm going to attempt, not promise, attempt to podcast Mondays at 7 p.m. That's just what we're going to say for now. If it ends up being weekly or every other week, it's still Mondays at 7. That's what I'm going to attempt to commit to. Let's see. Second finished object. This, I was trying to find the front and the back. I forgot it doesn't have a front and back. This is the Everyday Tee. That's the one that I didn't write down, guys. No, wait, there it is. Twin Stitches Designs. The Everyday Tee by Twin Stitches Designs. I made this for Spry Whimsy's tea party that they did this summer, and I made a t-shirt, and it was just super fun. And it is also a lot from Stash, but this one I actually know all but one of them. So this top color here, I'm going to scoot a little closer. This is It's a Girl by Molly Klein Design on Sweet Sock. This is, I want to say it was called Tea Party as well, but TEA Party by Knit Picks. This one is the one I'm not sure. It has been in my stash for a very long time. No, wait, I do know. It's something, it's Rowan Yarns. Throwing Yarn something. That one might be on Ravelry. And then this last one is Night Moves by Ridiculous Yarns. Hey, look at me. I know my yarns for once. I am so bad. I used to be just honestly terrible about throwing out the labels, and I still throw away the labels, but I'm trying really, really hard to make sure I put them in Ravelry before I do. I don't know about this light, y'all. Hang on. I'm going to try to... It might just be the camera quality. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to work on it. I promise. We're going to figure out something. But that's the Everyday Tee by Twin Stitches Designs. This one, I definitely would make again. I loved the lace and then just the round and round and round and round of the t-shirt itself. So, yeah, I'm kind of having a hard time talking. My brain is all over the place. It has been a lot, and it's only Monday, guys. We bought a car last August. At the time, I was working at CVS and my husband was still working at the discount furniture store. And we were just like, we could not coordinate like our rides and everything with the one vehicle anymore. My schedule changed every single week. His was pretty much always the same, but mine would change from week to week. Some nights I'd be closing, some mornings I'd be opening. Sometimes I would work in the afternoon. Sometimes I'd close the night before and then open. Sometimes I would go to work in the morning, somebody would leave and I would say, hey, it's cool, I can stay an extra hour. And so it wasn't working out for us to just have the one vehicle. We bought a 2010 Chevy Equinox. I had a discount through work, and it's the most regretted purchase of our marriage. Do not buy. Please save yourself time, trouble, and more money than we could have ever thought poured into this disaster of a car, and do not buy a Chevy Equinox made before 2013. After 2013, they changed the way that they were made, and they don't tear their own motors up anymore. Well, mine did. We had to have a total engine replacement in February, and then we were still having trouble. Not related, but we were still having trouble also just due to the fact that it was that make and model. There was actually a recall on part of it because of it having problems with the oil consumption. And we were having trouble with that. And we took it to the mechanic last week and they fixed it for, a couple $100 and everything was fine for a day. And then the next day, the check engine light comes back on and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All of that to say, I'm dropping it back off tomorrow. And I've been a little stressed out today, though it's okay. There's fiber crafting, there's cats. I might make tea. I might make coffee. I don't know what I'm going to make. A mess. No, it's fine. It's all right, guys. It's okay. This is just ice water. Sometimes I wish it was stronger, though. Okay, I have two more finished objects, but both are spinning. A few months ago, trying to reconnect, I guess. Anyhow, Susan and her husband restored my spinning wheel, and we identified it. It's a Mayville Fell wheel. It was one of the earlier models. If you look at the Mayville Fell wheels, they were made by the Mayville Furniture Company until John Fell took over the company in 1838? 1838, I want to say. And he made wheels from then until about 1918, thereabouts. Anyway, you can find the whole story online. But we are assuming that mine is one of the older models. So my spinning wheel is right around 200 years old. And Susan and her husband restored it, and it's working again. And I have a spin that I finished. I gotta figure out the sliding, y'all. Anyway, this is, what is this? This is just some white, I believe, Corriedale, plied with a strand of green, it's Ashford Merino. The merino was in Susan's shop for sale, and the shop dog, Max, got a hold of it and tore it to shreds. And she said, here, practice with this on your wheel. I said, great. And it's soft and amazing, and I love it. And I applied it with this Corriedale that I had. And it's not the most consistent, but it is pretty. And I like it a lot. I'm sorry it's not showing up right. It kind of bums me out. We're going to figure this out. We really are. But Corriedale, Ashford Merino. And then my second spinning work in progress is this purpley and silver, and it's not showing up either, but purple and silver skein. This is Emily by Honey Gold Acres was the rowing, and it is bamboo and merino. And it's not terribly consistent either, but that is because the same day that I bought this, or possibly the day before, I got a EEW6, an electric eel wheel. So a little tabletop electric spinning wheel. And I was just so excited to play with it that I had to spin this right away, even if it didn't turn out the most consistent. But it is gorgeous, and I love the purple. If you give me 1 second, I meant to calculate this before, but I can tell you how long it is. 426 feet. So, or something. 426 feet. I don't have a Nitty Naughty, but I have a Yarn Swift that has like the inch measurements marked on it. And I wound this around the 72 mark, and it went around 71 times. So I just divided that by 12. And then divided that by 3. Lots of yarn. It's a nice thick skein. All right, we're actually right on track. I'm only 20 minutes in, and I've got 2 more sections, so we should be on track for a 40 or 50 minute. The works in progress section is going to be a lot. We'll see. We'll see how long this ends up. So, works in progress. I like to have a couple different works in progress at a time. I like to have a crochet blanket. I like to have a knitting project that's like intense lace, so if I need something to focus on, I can. I like to have one that's good for TV knitting, and I like to have one that I can stick in a purse or something. How many is that, guys? How many do you think I have? Works in progress. I think it's about 16. And it's gotten to the point that I'm like, I need an intervention, and I need my needles back. So if you follow or go follow Devoted Quilter on Instagram, you're going to find out about the Whips Be Gone 2021 challenge. And that's what I'm doing. And basically, we're just working on our whips a little bit each day in hopes of getting them gone and done and completed and not hanging over us anymore. So I've never been one to really mind having that many works in progress, but at this point, it's like, okay, it's too much and I'm going insane. So I guess I will start showing it. And you can find all of these on Ravelry. And if I can't remember the yarn, it might also be on Ravelry, or it might be lost forever. I am getting better. I promise, guys, I'm getting better. I just wasn't at the time that I started all these. So let's dive in. Well, I'll start with most recent. Most recently, I have 3 in the room. And the first one that I have is the Alaska Hat by Camille Descateau. And if you look this up, it's a very beautiful color work, and it's got pine trees. It's pine trees on a background. It's very beautiful. So I'm making this as part of the Spry Whimsy color work or fall color work knit along. And I think I might actually be finished way before the knit along date, which wasn't my intention, but it's okay. This is gonna be I just don't want to lose my needles. This is gonna be a Christmas gift for Preston. And I am using, hang on, there we go. This green is Forest Heather on Stroll Tweed by Knit Picks. And the background, I have a full cake here, is a gradient that I bought from Spry Whimsy. It was dyed in-house. And it is, the tag is around here somewhere. My craft room decreased in size by like over 100 square feet when we moved. So everything's kind of a little more cramped, and I'm not sure exactly where I put the tags. But it was dyed in-house at Spry Whimsy. And it goes from this like dark kind of purple out to this really pretty gold speckle. And I thought it would look kind of like a sunrise. So that's why I put it behind the trees. In the original pattern, they use a gradient to kind of look like the sky behind it. And I think I only have about 7 or 8 more rows of color work. And then it's the decreases. So that has been coming along very nicely and is almost done. I may try to finish the color work tonight as soon as I get done here. We shall see. So that is number 1. Sorry, guys. I have a sniffle. Number 2. Are we keeping a count? Is the Love Note sweater by Tin Can Knits. And I'm doing this as part of the Fall in Love Note KAL. That is on Instagram, and it's with a group of my friends. So if you want to join us, there's still time. It's a very quick sweater. We're running through October 31st, and just use the hashtag Fall in Love Note KAL. Let's see. So it is by Tin Can Knits. Here's my love note. I am using my yarn in Poison Potion on 100% superwash merino and Grape Expectations on my 7228 Super Kid Mohair and Mulberry Silk. Super Kid Mohair, Mulberry Silk, Mohair. So this is Poison Potion, and it's a Halloween colorway. I'm alternating skeins as well because there's a bit of a difference there. This one definitely has more purple. They were dyed in the same pan too, which I always think is interesting. But it's got purple and green and gold. Well, purple and green and orange and a little bit of pink speckled here and there. And then this one has more of a bluey purple in it, which matches my glasses. I picked out these glasses after deciding to embrace my purple and just really go with it. I know they're showing up kind of blue, but they are purple. They're bright purple. I still don't think that's true to color. Anyway, and then this, I have another project actually over here that I knew I was going to be picking up these glasses, and so I cast on in matching colors as well. So anyway, Love Note Sweater by Tin Can Knits. I'm finding the round and round and round and round for the body on this one more boring than I want to. And I know, like, it's just like, okay, so turn on something and watch it. And I'm trying. But I really loved the intensity of the lace and watching it come together. And now I'm like, oh, I'm just straight knitting. But that's okay. I am hoping to have it done by the trunk show on the 8th through 10th. That way I can have it as a shop sample, in which case I actually need to dye more Poison Potion. I don't have any ready to go. So that is work in progress. Number 3. Number 2. Y'all. Brain not computing. Okay. Number 3 is my other most recent, and this is my spinning project. And it's just, there's a hair of mine in it. This is Rommeldale CVM Top in Blues Use Gray. And it is from Frivolous You. It's just sort of this really pretty, is it beige? I don't want to say beige. Beige sounds wrong. It's, I don't know. It's a light white, light tan? It might be a light tan, but it's just the softest, prettiest wool. And I don't have the bobbin in here. It's actually on my EEW6 right now, but I'm working on it, and this is actually, it's less than half left, I believe. It came in a 3-ounce ball, and I am spinning that up and knitting it into another hat for someone I know for a Christmas gift. And I'm not going to say who, because I don't know if they'll watch this or not. So that's project number 3. Number 4, I guess this would be the next most recent. This is the one that I cast on to match my glasses. After I moved to Madison, I went to Hoosier Hills. And while I was there, Peter from Spry Whimsy was running the booth. He was running the Spry Whimsy booth across from mine. And so we talked all weekend. And he said, hey, you've got to come to our Knit in Public Day that we're hosting in Stoughton. It's only 30 minutes from you. And so I looked it up and I joined the Walk and Knit competition, and we had a blast out there that day in the park. And there was just a lovely group of all these different knitters, and so many people, so many crafters came out, and I met lots of people who are now people I see on a weekly basis for knit along and craft alongs, and it's good to make friends. But when I was there, one of the ladies mentioned that they were making this particular scarf and that they were doing a knit along. And I said, is it too late to join? It's actually a crochet along technically. But anyway, and they said, no, absolutely not. Give us your email. So now we are all working on the Ziggy Interrupted by Sandra Paul. We started in June. And for the Ziggy Interrupted, you pick 5 colors. You make 83 little bitty granny squares and 14 half squares. And then you sew them together and use and put like zigzagging panels in between them. Chevron. So this is what I have so far for my Ziggy Interrupted scarf. It's coming along. So, what are my yarns? This is, I want to say Lavender Earl Grey by Molly Klein Design. This is another by Molly Klein Design, although I can't think exactly of what the name is. They're both on her Sweet Sock base. This one, I don't know what the name is either, but it is from Unplanned Peacock Studio. And it's a very bright purple. It's not showing up that way either. This is Dragonfly. This is a mess. I found a yarn needle. This is Dragonfly by Hedgehog Fibers. And then my other yarn is, I think it's Rabbit Heather on Knit Picks Strolled Weed. And I finished my 83 squares pretty quickly. I made them according to the pattern. And my first panel is done. So that's panel 1. I believe there's 5 panels in between your sets of squares. And that's the Ziggy Interrupted. And it is also a very fun crochet project. I'm having fun with it. I haven't picked it up in a couple weeks just because I've been working on other stuff. That's number 4. I wonder if I'm going to show them all tonight. Well, I know I left. No, wait, no, I didn't. Hang on. So I was thinking maybe I should leave some for next week, but maybe, I don't know, it might be better to just show my progress. I guess I'll go ahead and show them all. It's 35 minutes in, but it's okay. Now this one, disclaimer, I don't remember like any of what these yarns are. Did I save my labels? You know me. Love to say I put them in route. Hey, scissors. I'd love to say. I need to put all my notions in one place. I would love to say that I put them all in Ravelry, but I realized I only made the project page for this within the last couple of weeks when I was gathering up, hey, how many works in progress do I have? Anyway, this is the Night Shift by Andrea Mowry, and it's this gorgeous slip-stitched shawl. I'm not very far in mine. Just about that long. But it's jewel tones, and it's just also a delight to knit on. And it's coming along. I won't talk too long about that one because, honestly, I've picked it up twice in the last year, and I wish it was more. But we're doing the Whips Be Gone challenge, and it just might be. So that's number 5. Number 6, another recent. It's stuck, guys. It's stuck. I am making 2 at a time toe-up socks for my honey for Christmas. He's getting lots of knitwear this Christmas. And these are just fun colors. He loves blue and green and black. This one is Knit Picks Hawthorne Sock, and I want to say it's Raven is the colorway. I'm not 100% sure on that. And then this colorway name escapes me, but it is on Showstopper by Leading Fiber Arts. And yeah, it's just 2 at a time toe-up socks. Nothing super special about them. Yeah, I do the Judy's Magic Cast On for my toe-up socks magic loop. So just one circular needle. I've always found that easier than using double-pointed needles, but I also haven't tried double-pointed needles again in a while. So magic loop, I am making them on Chiaogu Red Lace. They are somewhere on here is the engraving. Oh, there it is. Oh, wow. 2, size 2, 2.75 millimeters. 2 at a time toe-up socks. Anyway, I use Judy's Magic Cast On to cast on my socks, and then depending on the size I'm making, I decrease. I don't decrease. I increase. I increase, guys. I increase up until I believe this one's 64 stitches per sock. And then knit flat. And I'm trying a new heel out. I'm going to be trying out the Fleegle heel. It has been highly praised, highly recommended by several of my acquaintances. And so I'm going to give it a try. Yeah. I believe it's a free pattern. I'm not sure exactly where to find it. I got mine as a paper copy from Susan's Fiber Shop. I'm sure if you search for the Fleegle heel, you'll be able to find it. And I will try to remember to mention that next week, who exactly it's by. That's number 6. Is a scarf for my honey for Christmas. Some of these might end up being his birthday. We'll see. But I have my little flying pig stitch marker from Ann Tudor on here. And the scarf actually has quite a bit of progress on it. This is the boyfriend scarf, which can be found on the website So Wrong, SEWWRONG. Had like a mini stroke there for a second. I forgot how to spell. Anyway, and it's a very simple, pattern. It's 2 rows of straight knitting and then 2 rows of 2x2 rib. And it makes this really pretty, like kind of a waffle weave. And I am making that on size 8 needles. I want my needles back. I think that's a lot of why I'm doing the whips challenge. Not many more, guys, I swear. So the other yarn store that carries my yarn is Blueberry Cottage Yarns. Yarns and Fiber, Yarns and Wool. I want to say Yarns and Wool. And that is in Plymouth, Indiana. They were local to me before I moved. Plymouth was where I did a lot of my grocery shopping and everything. And yes, Susan Kessler opened Blueberry Cottage in August of last year. I'm going to go with August of last year. Might have been a little longer ago than that, or a little sooner. Trying to remember exactly. Anyway, but they just celebrated their 1-year anniversary, and they carried my yarn, and they were doing a knit along for the Building Blocks pattern. That's Building Blocks by Michelle Hunter, and it's 12. I was going to just hold up. It's 12 12 12 knit blocks, and you make one each month, and at the end of the year you have a quilt. I have done 3 because I am a grade A procrastinator. And I am working with Barocco Ultra Alpaca. So I have 1 for January. It's sort of a chevron, but it's just made with knitting and purling. 2 for February. And 3 for March. I can get 2 blocks out of 1 skein. So I have been working on those, and eventually I'll have a finished blanket. When? Probably 2031. Who knows? I'm working on all these works in progress. We are going to get this narrowed down by the end of the year. That Whips Be Gone challenge. The other thing I forgot to mention is that basically from the 23rd of September, there's only 100 days left in 2021. And that is kind of the purpose and reasoning behind the knit along, stitch along. It's not just for knitters either. It's crocheting. She's doing embroidery herself. That's at Devoted Quilter on Instagram. But they're handing out prizes every once in a while. Not that I need more yarn or anything. Okay. Looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. I've totally lost count of what number we were on. This one, I don't even know if I should show because I'm not. This was one of my first bags that I made, and I can't get the zipper open, and I'm just at the craftsmanship. I didn't know what I think this is like the first one I ever tried to put a zipper in. Maybe I won't show it at all for that reason. Okay. Oh, wow. It's even on like cables because apparently it's been so long since I picked it up. This is the Scottish Thistles shawl. I'm not 100% sure who that one is by because I did not write it down. But it is little itty bitty intense lace work. And I am using Chroma Lace from Knit Picks. I want to say it's the Dear Diary colorway, but I might be lying. It has been a long time. I don't want to unravel. Like, this is really pretty. This is bright pink. This is gorgeous. I don't want to unravel. But I truly have no idea where in the shawl I'm at. You know what, though? I bet, actually. I wonder if I could find the pattern. That's how old this shawl is, guys. If I can find the pattern, I'm going to look and see if it's charted. Because if it's charted, I might have a chance to be able to pick it back up. It's not even on needles. What size was I using? Who knows? That is the only one that I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to continue. Next up, what's in the bag? I have a lot of stitch markers. I was wondering to myself yesterday where all my stitch markers went, but there's several of them. This is a filet crochet project that I started before Preston and I got married. I believe I would have started this in spring of 2017. It's kind of hard to see. Yeah, there's flowers on this side. I'm trying to hold it up against something dark. That's kind of better. There's flowers. And it's a big like circle in the center. And it just says, bless this home. And I believe it says, bless this home. And then 2017. And the pattern is from a Leisure Arts book. Yeah, Bless This Home by Leisure Arts. Where are we at? 3 more. Told you. I'm not going to show all of these every week. I'll just show the ones I've worked on. But I figure, we're starting anew. Let's go over everything. This is going to be the Xanth Wrap, Xanthe by Amba O'Brien. And I have that in my Ravelry. This is Crush by Molly Klein Design. Sweet Tea Yarns. Not sure of the colorway, but this is also Molly Klein Design on Marshmallow Mohair. And then this is Boombox by Hedgehog Fibers. Might not be Boombox, might be something else. But I have been holding that one strand. You alternate one strand with the mohair of this, and then one strand of this with the mohair. And then next up is going to be this gorgeous lace section on it that I bought. This really pretty lime green from, I believe it's called Dyed For You by Laura, or at the time I bought it, it might have been branded as Dyed For You by a friend. I think now the company is Dyed For You by Laura. And it is all fingering weight, and there's, I actually had quite a bit of lace done, but as you can see, I wound it back onto my cake because it had been so long since I picked this up that I didn't know where the lace was at. So now I'm back to just the garter stitch. And I'm going to pick back up with the lace when I go to pick it back up. And these are my size 5s on my interchangeable needle set from Knit Picks. I just want my needles back, guys. It's being kept in my little monster project bag, which I love. I did not make this. I was gifted this. Gosh, who made this one? Oh, that's disappointing. I know I got it as part of a Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted a few years ago. That's on Instagram. Next to last, I have the, and I haven't worked on this in a while, so I'm just going to show it briefly. It's all Knit Picks. It's all, I believe it's all just Stroll, although it might be Hawthorne. But it is the Evermore Bloom Heirloom Shawl by Mel Harrison. And I'm just making it a baby blanket. And I have like that dark purple and brown, and then I'm going to finish it off with a cream. And that's another work in progress. Lastly, but not leastly, before, I don't know if I ever talked to you guys about this. Preston and I also moved last year across town from our house in Indiana to another house in Indiana, just across town because we were ready to be out of a duplex and into a single family home. And that was a gorgeous craft room, guys. I miss it. But before we moved, I started making a blanket for our new home, and it'll be in our new home, just not that new home. Maybe not this new home if I don't hurry up. But it is just a granny square blanket, and it is made from all of these scraps that I had of my homespun stash. And it is, yeah, it's just a granny square scrap. I made the granny squares, and then I'm just crocheting them all together as I finish them. And this is the back. I'm not sure which side's the front and which is the back. I don't know. I like them both. This is actually really pretty when I hold it up. I don't know if I've looked at it like that before. I like how, honestly, that's bright red. It's showing up orange. I don't know how the color's coming across on this. But that, my friends, is my shame. That is all of my works in progress. And I am working on whittling them down. So, as far as new cast-ons, I'm going to be really careful for the rest of the year while I'm getting all of my needles back. I have a hat to make for a family member, a cowl to make for a family member. Those are both for Christmas, and potentially a pair of gloves for a family member for Christmas. And that is it. Besides, I have joined the Shawlography Knit Along the Mystery Knit Along by West Knits that casts on October 8th. It's going to be a busy weekend, y'all. But I joined the Shawlography Knit Along, and I dyed my own yarn for it, and I'd love to show you. So this one is a new base to me. It is, I'm going to say, it's either 80-10-5 or it's 70-10. 75, 10, 15. Or it might be 75. I will find that out as well. I don't have that information in front of me, so, but it is merino nylon and gold stellina. And for the shawlography, West Knits said that we need 5 colors in fingering weight, and we need them to be contrasting, not super speckled, not super busy. So I have done 5 contrasting fingering weight colors. Got dark purple, and it sparkles. Well, they all sparkle. It's all the same base. Gray, spearmint, lime green, and this, it's showing up brown. It is red. It is a very mauvey pink, but I do not think it's showing up that way at all. I'm going to figure out the camera. This episode's so full of promise. Promise. Fix the audio. Find out what base this is. Find out who made the Fleagle heel. Anyway, I don't think that's showing up well at all. I'm going to post it on Instagram. I dyed 2 of each of these. So I will have 1 extra shawlography kit in my Etsy shop. And if it doesn't sell by the time that the make along has been going on, or Mystery Knit Along has been going for a while, then I will probably sell them individually. But for now, I'm going to post these on Instagram in much better true to color photos. And if anyone's interested, let me know, because I only have 1 kit. So let's end with, I want to show you guys what is in my shop right now. This is in my shop. It's a TJ Maxx bag full of yarn. It's not in the shop like that, though. But I have, I don't know, guys, if this is worth showing, because they are not showing up. If you go to KnitzAndPearls.com or www.etsy.com/shop/KnitzAndPearls, KnitzAndPearls, all one word, you can find these in much better, much more true to color pictures. But I have How the Grinch Stole thread. How the Grinch Stole Knitmas in 75-25 superwash merino, nylon, and lurex. I have Gingerbread House in 80-10-10 merino, superwash merino, cashmere, nylon, DK. Tumultuous in 80-10-10 merino, cashmere, nylon, DK. Antique Pink, superwash BFL lace, 875 yards to the skein for my lace weight. Blueberry Pie on the lace weight base. Harvest Moon on my 75-25 superwash merino nylon lurex. Antique Pink on speckle on lace. Christmas Tree Farm on 100% superwash merino. Once Upon a Dream on 75-20-5 merino nylon lurex. Citrus on 75-25 merino nylon lurex. Sparkle. Milk and Honey, only 1 skein left. And that is on 100% superwash merino. Trick or Treat on lace. TheBomb.com, only 1 left on lace. candy apple on lace. That's showing up very orange. It's showing up pumpkin-y orange. It is not pumpkin orange. It is 100% bright red. Bright red. I thought about calling it UW red for University of Wisconsin because it is that bright red. That is the color. It is the same color almost as the YouTube button. What else is in here? Peppermint bark. Also red on 100% superwash merino. And I think, okay, wait, hold on. Pumpkin spice latte on 100% DK Polworth wool. Light on 100% superwash merino fingering. Candy corn on 100% superwash merino fingering weight. Heartthrob on 100% Polworth DK. Dragonfly on Artisan Stripe Blank. It is also 100% merino. And I believe that is one of everything except a couple mohairs. I have Summer Sky. That's the 7228 Super Kid Mohair Mulberry Silk. I do have a bunch of new bags in the shop as well. I'm only going to show a couple of them. They're somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. Oh, wait, hold on. I have mini skein sets. I have Let's Play Mermaids. It comes with this mermaid stitch marker. These are on 8515 superwash merino nylon in a high twist. I've got 3 of those available with varying colors depending on what you want. Good Lord, sorry, the stack of bags is just super cumbersome. Okay, that's just more antique pink. I have Rainbow Connection on 100% Peruvian Highland wool in a sport weight, and that is the last of this base I'm getting. That base is going to be discontinued because I found what I like better. I have Ice Cream Parlor, 1 set left. 1 set left on 8515 Superwash Merino. Lavender Elegance on sport weight. Peruvian Highland wool. 2 skeins of Mango Tango on Peruvian Highland wool. A few skeins of Green Scale on mohair. And 1 last Coral Cadenza on mohair. And it is showing up so orange. It's showing up salmon. It is super coral. Anyway, that's the yarn. That's the whips. That's the faux. That's the yarn. That's the spinning. That's the shop stuff. That's life. And we're at 58 minutes and 39 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and go. I will be back next week, hopefully. I'm going to really try. Promise, guys. I'll be back next week with more whips. Well, no, not more whips. Good Lord. Not any more works in progress. Cross my heart. Unless it's spinning, because I like to also have a spinning project going, and that's the only one I have going on my electric eel wheel. So I'll be back next week, and I hope you all have a good week. Try to find something each day to be grateful for. That used to be my little tagline that I would end with. Find something every day to be grateful for. Find a reason to smile. There's so many of them. I hope that you have a good week and that you tune in next week, and I will see you then.